Let's get more on the government's new funding model for schools. Our political reporter Karen Binney joins us now from Parliament House. And Karen, what has the Prime Minister got planned today?
Well, good morning again, Paul. The Prime Minister will address the National Press Club here in Canberra today to essentially give her formal response to the Gonski review. Now, the David Gonski was commissioned in 2010 to look at how schools are funded in an effort to try and improve the standards of Australia's students. So he handed that report to the government late last year, and it was released publicly in February this year. So we've had a couple of months awaiting the government's response, and as I said, Julia Gillard will outline that today. She'll tell the National Press Club that she'll legislate by the end of the year to, I guess, set in stone some of the expectations that she would like Australian students to reach by the year 2020. She says that reading and science, Australia's in 7th place at the moment and 13th place in mathematics, but she wants to improve that to 5th by 2025. So she'll introduce a bill to Parliament and try to have it passed by the end of this year. And she does admit that that is a bit of an ambitious task, but one that the nation needs to meet.
Well, in fact, Mr Pyne from the opposition says everything about it is too ambitious, and there's been a political discussion around the funding and just how it's going to come about or play out. What can you tell us about the political discussion so far?
Well, that's right. Christopher Pyne was out yesterday saying that he doubts that the government can actually deliver the reform that it's set out to do. The funding of the scheme, it was revealed yesterday, will begin in 2014. That is, the new model will come into effect in 2014 when the current funding arrangements expire, and it'll take until 2020 to get the full implementation underway. So it will take about 6 years to get underway. The government's defended that, saying, well, you can't just flick the switch. But Christopher Pyne from the opposition, their education spokesman, has been quite sceptical about whether the government can actually deliver its promised reforms.
This policy announcement suggests that Labor will win the next 3 federal elections. Well, quite frankly, right now the Labor Party would be lucky to win the next federal election, let alone the next 3 federal elections. So we're not jumping the gun. The government's had this report since last December. They haven't released any modelling. They haven't released any detail about funding. Parents should feel very short-changed today by a government that is long on promises and short on delivery.
That was the opposition's education spokesman, Christopher Pyne there, quite critical, looking for a bit of detail. And no doubt the Prime Minister will outline some of the detail today during her speech at the National Press Club. Already, though, the Education Minister, Peter Garrett, has come out swinging at the opposition.
I mean, people shouldn't expect that you can simply look at our report and pop up, 24 hours later with a response. I mean, the only person who popped up straight away with a response to the Gonski panel recommendations was Christopher Pyne, where the opposition spokesman waited less than half an hour before he dismissed this report. We've done the hard work. We've sat down with all the stakeholders and we've worked through the detail necessary so that we can sit down now with the states with a proposed funding model and get this next stage of work underway.
Minister Garrett there. And Karen, just changing to another story, there's some headlines this morning about Australia's role in Afghanistan. What can you tell us about that?
Well, what we know is that the International Security Assistance Force, of which Australia is a part, that is in Afghanistan, has put on hold and put a halt to the training of the Afghan security forces, which is a key part of the Australian mission over in Afghanistan. It comes in the wake of the increase in green on blue attacks, including that which killed the 3 Australians last week. So there's a statement from the International Security Assistance Force overnight saying that to try and combat the green on blue attacks, they're going to increase a range of new initiatives, improvements to the vetting process for new recruits. Recruits returning from any sort of leave will have to go through an interview process. And there'll also be a new reporting and warning system for insider threats and a confidential reporting system as well that you can leave, that the soldiers can leave anonymous tips on. So we're still trying to find out whether Australian troops are in fact taking part in the ban on training the soldiers, but at this stage we do know that US and some other of the allied coalition partners are in fact increasing their vetting process and putting a halt to training for at least a couple of months.
We might hear more from our leaders today on that one. Karen, thanks very much.